How you doing? How you doing?
I am great. How about you?
I am well. Welcome to the show. Pull up Birmingham. Oh, you got a gift.
Yeah, you got a couple of gifts.
Hey.
I'm gonna pull up.
Come on, pull up Birmingham. He done came all dressed with his logo and everything. You ready to rock today, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's get into it. So, we got to go ahead and begin where it all started. How I did on the intro. What you think about the intro?
Oh, I've never been introduced like that before.
You like
Oh yeah, that.
You wasn't expecting all that, huh?
Nah, I wasn't.
Okay, so we could just start from where it all began. West End. I know that's your heart of hearts right there.
Oh yeah.
Because anybody from the city knows that, that's not just a place, it's a whole foundation, it's a whole vibe. So if you could just tell us, what was life like growing up in West End and how did it shape the man you are today?
Growing up in West End, I was born in the 70s. Man, it was wonderful. I started off in kindergarten in my neighborhood school, Jackson Elementary. But then I ended up going to Blessed Sacrament, and then I went to Epic. And then I paid my
Epic was around me?
Oh yeah. My second grade year, Epic was built.
Oh really? Okay.
So I went to Epic from the 2nd to the 5th grade. And but I begged my mom to let me go to the neighborhood school. Because all the kids were talking crazy about me. It was the new school, the new shiny school, all that. So I ended up going to Jackson, and from Jackson to West End, and West End to the world.
Okay, so I didn't know Epic was around that long. So is Epic more like private? Was it still like private situation?
No, it's always been a Birmingham City school, magnet school, like Princeton, Ramsey.
Okay.
Phillips Academy.
So you had the test stand board?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, that's different.
We had all different type of students. And so I learned sign language at Epic, learned to read Braille, because we had those students there also strong. So it was a great experience. I wish Epic could have gone to college. But yeah, it was great.
That is amazing. I did not know that. I didn't know you knew sign language.
Oh yeah.
I'm just over here learning so much.
Oh yeah. It's the educational program for the individual child.
Okay, but you was ready to go to West End though.
Oh yeah.
You love some West End.
A lot of people talk about people who say this, but I actually was going to Ramsey, but I wanted to play football. So you might hear Ramsey people say it. Everybody say they wanted to go to Ramsey, but they didn't go because we didn't have a football team. But I actually probably would have gone to Ramsey. That was the path I was going.
Yeah.
So, but I couldn't have been more happier to be at West End. It was my neighborhood. I still own property there. I'm still involved. All my friends. I love West End.
Okay.
West Side, that's the best side.
Hello. Come on, somebody.
35211.
Rams said don't do them too bad. They said they finally got a football team now.
Oh no, Ramsey is it right now.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Definitely.
If you could, what values from your community still guide you as a husband, as a father, as an entrepreneur?
Things are different now. When I was growing up, we had really tight-knit communities, real tight-knit neighborhoods. These days, it's different. For whatever reason, whether it's people rent more than they own, or people moved in or migrated from different places. But just growing up in West End, I went through the era where from, what we call, I guess, 95.7 would be our win radio station. So we went from listening to soft rock and R&B to gangster rap to, I've been through like every era that we're in right now. Being born in the 70s, I went through all of that, and that and my community that helped me in what I'm doing now, because it's still in me.
Right.
And so it definitely helped me to become who I am and go through these goals and the hustle that we do.
It's just the whole movement that continues throughout.
Yeah,
I got you right here.
still lifelong friends. I got friends out there since we could walk, since could come outside. We all still hang. So, and you know, we all still do what we can do.
I understand. That's real. So, and when you look back, what do you think people get wrong about West End or the people that come from here?
Uh, well, in the 80s, you know, it was different that in every neighborhood. You know,
Like,
gangs, drugs, crime, things of that nature. But to us, it was a way of life. It was survival. It was, you know, not necessarily looking back on it, something that we had to do, but it was something that we had to do.
yeah,
So if you can understand that, it wasn't, you know, some people didn't have to be hustlers and didn't get into the street gang and the gang life and things like that. But just by them being from the neighborhood, they were still protected under that umbrella, you know, whether they did or not. And we still hold that true to today. You know, we're not a gang bang or anything, but we're just still a tight knit family. That's how we rap.
and so like when gangster rap first came about, what you position for, like you trying to like listen to it around your parents, and then it was like it's not like really gangster rap. Like this is the way that we're living. Like it's telling our story more so to speak.
Well, yeah, it was the avenue for us to dent and say what we wanted to say. Of course, when you know, I'm 53 now. I still haven't cursed around my mom. You know what I'm saying? So just out of respect, but it was that you know that's just what we did. Of course, we had to hide it. Uh, but I mean, we started. I you know the first rap probably was definitely didn't have any cuss words in it.
Really?
Yeah, and then in '86, around 85, 86, the most popular gangster rap song would have been NWA song, you know, F the Police. And when that came out, that was movement. You know, that wasn't a song, that was a movement. And it just transited from, you know, the militant style of blacks and young blacks fighting back against the police because of the police brutality in the neighborhoods and the profiling to and it just went from there. You had the positive side of it and you had the militant negative side of
Right.
it. And it just whichever path you took, you know, that's the way you went.
It was a group from an experience. So your experience was more so that it was telling the story, but for others it could have been something that they were trying to imitate, like maybe someone born in the 90s or the 80s, the late 80s.
Yeah, because they wouldn't of course our parents my parents in that area, they didn't understand. Some of them did, you know, they didn't want us to go that route because they felt like maybe fight the power would mean and more of us would get hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it didn't necessarily mean go out and hit a police,
Right.
you know, but it was fight the
Oppression.
the oppression, the negative, the everything that we were getting at the time. And that was what I said, that was worldwide. And the NWA movement and the fight the power movement with Public Enemy in that area, KRS-One, they were doing positive routes. You know, things that are going on right now is the exact same things we experienced back then. The only thing now is social media.
You're right.
You know, you had to read the newspaper to find out what was going on in New York.
It's televised.
Yeah, now, I mean, we got somebody holding the phone right there as soon as it happens.
Right.
So, you know, the more things change, the more they say signs.
Yeah, it's amazing how things evolve in that way because I know when like social media became a big thing, like I got in so much trouble because I was over there talking and doing stuff I ain't had no business doing. But I think once I got older and once, everything has evolved, like he was saying about gangster rap, like my parents became more accustomed to it and I became more accustomed to it, more comfortable with, the ways of life. So it's just like you said, everything just growing, everything just changing.
Yeah, because I mean, they were telling stories and they were telling like real life experiences. From Scarface and the Ghetto Boys, the Ice Cube on the West Coast to the South to Georgia, and being in Birmingham, we didn't really have any big time rappers, to come from here at that particular time. So we didn't have that. So everything that was the we listened to cassette tapes. We started off with cassette tapes and then we went to CDs, and then MP3s and now, Bluetooth. But when we were listening to, all of the different rap coming from all of the different areas and it was basically saying the same thing, we knew we weren't alienated from the world. We weren't going through exactly what everybody else was going, whether they called us, coming from
Birmingham or Alabama.
Yeah, and they were coming from like Texas and New York. I mean, they really thought Alabama like we still had dirt roads.
Yeah.
They
Like
thought we
me
were
and
ready
yeah.
country. Like that. And I was like, wow, that was crazy.
They saw everybody had a farm. I remember that transitioning to college and everybody thinking, like, don't you live on farms and don't you have chickens and
Chicken I got it's on the plate. I done raised man chickens. But yeah, it was different.
Okay, so I got a little game. It's called Say It With Your Chest. It's like quick little flash round. So I'm gonna start a sentence and you finish it with say it with your chest or no holding back.
Say what your chest and no holding back.
Okay, you got it.
All right.
All right. Being from West End taught me
No holding back.
the best thing about growing up in Birmingham is
Say it with your chest.
if I could tell my younger self one thing, it would be
No holding back.
I knew I was built different when.
No holding back.
All right, just a quick little flash round. I want to get out the way.
Yeah.
So now we got to talk about the moment that hit home for a lot of folks when your alma mater closed back in 2008. That kind of change can leave a mark. So I wanted to, try to go through the rules with you a little bit. What went through your mind when you heard that your school was closing?
It was crazy. Definitely all that I knew it was so connected to the name. If you stayed in the West End, you went to West End, it was, and everybody knew, even if you didn't know the West End, everybody knew you. That's what you said. But when the school closed, it was definitely different. But we were seeing other schools, especially elementaries and other different schools close. And it was just the thought of what would you go, what school heard, would you have to go to Winona, would you have to go to Parker, J.O., all of our rivalries, but even like when I was in the 10th, 11th grade, Jones Valley closed. And then the students from Jones Valley either came to West End or went to Winona. So it was school closings a lot, during that time, but it was, closing West End. That was some hurtful. It really hurt. I was glad they put West End Academy. My son even went to West End Academy for 2 years, but I was glad, they put something back that said West End. So, but I'm glad West End Academy is there. But when I had in high school, that would have been a negative. Maybe the kids could have graduated from that into, stuff like that. So, but it's all good.
It hurt your heart to leave you.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when the fact that you had to ask mom, like, can I, I want to go to this school, or can I go to this school over here? I'm tired of going, I want to be with my friends, basically. My friends in the neighborhood, basically.
Right.
I get it. And how did that moment shift your outlook on community and education?
Community, it just let us know that, sometimes The things that you grow up with can easily be erased. I know when my older sisters were in school, West End was still it wasn't predominantly white at that time. Maybe for my older sister it might be, but my parents moving to West End, they were one of the first black families in our neighborhood in the 50s. So losing the school and then the neighborhood changing all together